I'll tell you, since we're on the whole music topic, fake crew heads that have forgotten Mick Mars and Bobby Blotzer saying that without RATT, Poison would be nothing. I actually want to say one more RATT-related thing. I do. Here on Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. You know, if you like the video at any point in time, I don't need to tell you, but I'll tell you, give it a thumbs up. You know, if you want to subscribe, I don't need to tell you, but I sure would appreciate it if you rang the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss a single video. And what I would really appreciate is if you guys left a comment, and how could you not? We're talking about rock gods in this video like Warren DeMartini and Stevie Rochelle. So basically, I think, look, everybody has taken out their version of RATT. Right now, Stephen Piercy, it says Stephen Piercy RATT or something like that. It seems like, you know, just go out as Stephen, leave RATT alone, but, you know, RATT Lives Matter. But, you know, they do it to Juan Crucier, legendary bass player of the hard rock band Dokken, which also rhymes with rockin', and of course a founding member of RATT, has taken out, you know, RATT's Juan Crucier, you know, and, you know, heavy-set middle-aged women go nuts. I mean, they throw their undergarments in the air for that band. Bobby Blotzer took out his band, and these guys, they, you know, they rocked. They rocked the house. They looked insane. They would play hot dog stands, flea markets, you know, wakes, you know, bar mitzvahs, whatever. I mean, these guys, they were road warriors, you know what I mean? And they, you know, they opened some big events. I think they opened for Miranda Lambert, another, you know, hard rockin' person, you know. So basically everybody has had one. Robin probably would have had one, but we lost Robin. And at the time that he left the band, that he could not have taken out, you know, RATT's Robin Crosby, you know, on tour. He couldn't have done that. You know, Atlantic would have had a fit. There would have been lawsuits. It would not have happened. Now it's different because, you know, everybody's kind of, especially now after the decision that basically told WBS at the time owned exclusively by Robin by Bobby, legendary rock god drummer, and Warren DeMartini, that they did not own the band. That they owned a quarter of the band alongside legendary bass player Juan Crucier and legendary frontman, what's his face? So the point is, I would love to see Warren take out, and this is going to be revolutionary here, RATT's Warren DeMartini. And he could assemble like a superstar band. He could have Stevie Rochelle on lead vocals. Of course, he would be the lead guitarist. Warren DeMartini would handle all the rhythm and lead guitars, but any rhythms that were left over, he could give to someone like, you know, like Dave Marshall or something like that, or maybe they could steal Dokken's guitar player. You know, that would be funny. But I mean, you know, kind of like the way Motley Crue steals everybody else's band members, you know. And then they could have legendary RATT bass player Robbie Crane on the bass. And Robbie also brings a tremendous amount of persona. And then for the drums, they could get like Bobby Borg maybe, or they could get, you know, maybe Vicky Fox is available or something like that. And they may not get the drums back, but, and then, you know, or they could bring in Michael Lean or someone like that, possibly. So there's potential. They could bring in, you know, if they really wanted to bring in a drummer that like had the speed factor down, I mean, you know, almost like in a kind of like a death metal kind of way, would be legendary Kiss drummer Peter Criss. Now Peter would bring in the double bass drums, you know, the gong and all that, and you won't be able to even see his hands. He's one of the fastest drummers in his mind in the world right now. So it would be could you imagine this band that I'm talking about? You know, Stevie Rochelle, legendary lead singer of the hard rock band Tough, kings of the Sunset Strip in the late 1990s and early 1990s. Yes, they were. In the late 1990s, metal made a resurgence, and Tough was at the forefront of it. So I didn't misspeak. But what I really meant to say, though, was they were kings of the Sunset Strip scene in the late 80s and early 90s, if I didn't say that initially. If I did, well, I said it again for the first time. The point is, though, imagine that star-studded lineup. Stevie Rochelle, lead vocals. Yes, I put him first again. Followed by Warren DeMartini, lead and rhythm guitars. You know, the guy from Dawkins, the fill-in guy, that guy. Bring him in, or hire Dave Marshall or someone like that, okay? John Corabi maybe will play rhythm guitar. He played rhythm guitar for RATT for so many years, getting so many beautiful 60-year-old women wanting his autograph. And so you can have that person in that very important role of the rhythm guitar. And then on bass, another very important role, you could have Roberto Crane. And Robbie Crane, I mean, he played with Vince Neil's Exposed band. He was phenomenal. He was a roadie for Poison, and he's done a lot. He would be a good bass player to have. And then on the drums, I mean, Vicky Fox, legendary Enough's Enough drummer, also from the Vince Neil Exposed band. That record went platinum. And again, Motley Crue, they couldn't sell out a phone booth. I mean, and it's part of that is because of the drumming of Vicky Fox. So many people didn't say, is that Vince Neil's new album? No, they said, is that Vicky Fox on the drums? Yeah. And, he looked phenomenal. I mean, the hair, he looked like a straight up woman. He looked like the rhythm guitar player from Faster Pussycat. I mean, he looked like a straight up woman. I mean, just that's what a man needs to look like, right? The point, though, is that he's a phenomenal drummer, and if they work with him, it would be amazing. They wouldn't get the drums back, but it would be crazy. Or they could get someone like Bobby Borg, legendary rock drum god from the rock band Warrant, multi-platinum status, national recording artists. They brought us Cherry Pie and all of that. So that would be a star-studded lineup. And there's plenty of women in their 50s and 60s. There's plenty of large women, big women need loving too. There's blind schools, deaf schools. There's a lot of Red Cross relief centers around the world where you could get them to jump up and down and mosh and all that, because you could actually write it on the ticket, one free pass, Warren DeMartini's RATT, or RATT's Warren DeMartini, must cheer or will not get aid package after show. So, I mean, these people would literally be saying, Warren, you rock, man. Yes, Stevie, we want more. Stephen who? Because if they didn't, they wouldn't get the rice and water that they were promised. So there's just tons of media opportunities that could be had for RATT's Warren DeMartini. Why doesn't Warren call up Stevie, okay? Call up Dave Marshall, or the guy from Dawkins. Call up Robbie Crane, pick up Vicky or Bobby Borg, and go out on tour. I mean, they could play all of the big dive bars, flea markets, blood drives, and, they could do a show, a quick 3, 4, 5 song set in Gaza, in front of 100,000 screaming fans. Now, they're screaming because they're hungry, but you don't need to, that's oversharing, okay? You could have Stevie, belting them out, and we could even, you could even glue them. They got, these, jet fuel grade fuels now. You could glue on a wig on him, and he could just be singing, and people would be like, is that the lead singer of Tough? Oh my God, is that Bobby Blotzer? No, it's not. But still though, right? I mean, they would be like, oh, it's Warren DeMartini though. That other guy, not King, but the other guitar, the little one. And they'd be like, wow, that guy can shred. And Warren too, because they'd be now looking at Bobby Rock, because Bobby Rock would not be in this band. I was thinking of Bobby Borg. But you could get Bobby Rock, and then he could sell vegan books out of the back of his van.